Welcome to Tree Diagram video. The learning goals for this video are to use a tree diagram to list possible outcomes and to calculate probabilities from a tree diagram. Here's a problem that we're going to use to learn all those goals. The probability that it will rain on Monday is 0.2 or 20%. The probability that it will rain on Tuesday is 0.3 or 30%. What is the probability that it will rain on Monday and Tuesday? First thing that we're going to do is to draw a tree diagram. Your tree diagram will start on the branch for the first day, which is Monday. So we have two events that could happen on Monday. So on Monday, we know that the probability is 0.2 because it's given in the problem. So the probability that it's going to rain on Monday is 20%. So we're going to put 0.2 over there. Okay. The other event that can happen on Monday is that it's not going to rain. Okay, so down here, we're going to put it's not going to rain. These two events are mutually exclusive because these two events cannot happen at the same time. If you have two mutual events or mutually exclusive events, you know that if you add up these events, it should equal to 1 or 100%. So if we know that the probability of raining is going to be 0.2, what is the probability then that it won't rain? Correct, it's 0.8 or 80%. So out of 100%, subtract the 20%, the probability that will rain, and you will have 80% or 0.8. Okay, so now we have filled out the branch for Monday. So let's keep going for the second day, which is Tuesday. Okay, on Tuesday, again, it may rain and maybe it won't rain. The probability that it rains on Tuesday was given to us in the problem. It said 0.3 or 30%. So we can work that out. If the probability of raining is 30, then the probability that it's not going to rain is 70%. Okay. In the same way, down here, we're just going to repeat this same branch over here. Okay, so 30% if it rains and 70% if it doesn't rain. Okay, now you have to be very observant. Remember that for each branch, it always adds up to 1. So here you have 1 or 100%. Over here, 0.7 and 0.3 is 1 or 100%. And down here, it's the same. 70% plus 30% is 100%. Okay, now we have completed the tree diagram. Okay, now to work this out, we wanted to know the probability that it rained on Monday and Tuesday, or that it will rain on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so we're looking at rain, and then on Monday it rained, and then on Tuesday it rained. So this is the path of rain and rain. So we have that's 20% and then 30%. If you're going in one path or one direction, okay, you multiply to solve the problem so that we work it out for both events by multiplying the probabilities. Okay, so 0.2 and 0.3, 0.2 times 0.3 is 0.06. So the probability that it will rain or that it rain on Monday and Tuesday is 6%. Okay, so if we continue on, if we want to find out the probability that it rain on Monday and then it doesn't rain on Tuesday, all you have to do is get 0.2, multiply it to 0.7, and so you will have 0.14 or 14% probability. Okay, so I would like you to keep going and do it on your own. Okay, find out the probability that it will not rain on Monday, but it rains on Tuesday, as well as find the probability that it won't rain on both days, those days being Monday and Tuesday. So pause the video and do the computations independently. And we will take a look at the answers and solutions on the when we continue. Okay, to continue. You already know the solution for the probability that it will rain on both days. Okay, and that's 6%. And then I said in the previous slide that the probability that it will rain on Monday but not on Tuesday is 14% or 0.14. Okay, here are the answers that you solved independently. The probability that it will rain on Monday but won't rain on Tuesday is 24% or 0.24, and the probability that it won't rain on Monday and Tuesday is 56% or 0.56. I hope you got it right. Okay. Now, to keep on practicing the skill that you have learned, please work on this problem. So stop or pause the video before you continue and solve this given problem. This is about traffic. So to get to work, I must go through two sets of traffic lights. First at 6th Avenue and then at Dover Road. I get delayed at 6th Avenue with probability 7/10 and Dover Road with probability of 3/5. Draw a tree diagram to show the possible delays on my journey to work. Okay. A. Find the probability that get delayed only once, and find the probability that I do not get delayed at all. Okay, so you have two problems to answer. Okay, this one is find the probability that I get delayed only once. Okay, stop the video, pause it, and solve the problem. If you find it difficult, watch this video again, start from the beginning, and listen to the explanation and the given example problem. Okay, to continue. Here's another problem. Consider two bags, one with blue and 3 red counters, and the other containing 2 blue and 4 red counters. If one counter was drawn randomly from each bag, what would be the probability of drawing 2 blue counters, 2 red counters, and one being blue and one being red in any order? Okay. So what I'm going to do is draw the two bags. Okay. Here's the first bag and here's the second bag. So in the first bag you have 2 blue counters and 3 red counters. Sorry, it looks like pink. Okay, this is the best that I can do. Okay, and then on the second bag you have 2 blue counters and 4 red counters. Okay, let's now draw the tree diagram for this. Because we have 2 bags, that means that we will have 2 branches for the tree. Let's draw the first bag first. Okay, so we have the first branch. It will have red and blue and red. Okay, and then the next one is for the second bag. So we'll have the branches there. Okay, so we're listing the possible outcomes here for the tree diagram. No probabilities yet. Okay, the top is blue, the below one is red, blue, and then red. So your possible outcomes are, if you go from here, you may draw blue for the first draw and then blue on the second one. So that will be blue, blue. And then blue on the first and red on the second. So BR. Then you may have red and blue and then red and red. Okay, now that we have listed all the possible outcomes, we may now start filling out the probabilities. Okay, for blue, the first bag, the probability for getting a blue is 2/5 or 2/5 because there are 2 blues in the bag and there are 5 counters in total, so 2/5. Now for the red, there are 3 red, so that will be 3 on top, and there are 5, total of 5 counters in that bag, so 3/5. On the second branch, this represents the second bag. Okay, so for the blue counter, the probability of getting a blue is 2 because there are 2 blues over 6 because there are 6 counters in total. So for blue is 2/6 and for red is 4/6. Okay, because this is the second branch represents the second bag, so we will just copy the results here. 2/6 and 4/6. Now if you take a look at the values, if you add 2/5 to 3/5, you will get 5/5 or 5/5, which is equal to 1 or 100%. The same thing here on the second branch of the tree. You have 2/6 plus 4/6, which is equal to 6/6 or 6/6, which is equal to 1 or 100%. The same one down here. So it's all equal, they are all equal to 1. Okay, so what's the probability of getting blue and blue? So the same path, as you go along the path, you are multiplying it. So blue, blue, 2/5 times 2/6, you will get 4/30 or 4/30th. For blue and red, you have doing it along the path, 2/5 times 4/6, you will get 8/30. Okay. For red and blue, you go 3/5, then go in that direction times 2/6, should have 6/30 or 6/30ths. And then down here for red and red, this path here, 3/5 times 4/6, that should give you 12/30 or 12/30th. So for the questions, what's the probability of getting 2 blue counters? Your blue event is here. You have 4/30. For 2 red counters, there's only one red situation here, and that's here down below, red, and you have 12/30. So the probability is 12/30. Now for one being blue and one being red, in any order, you have 2 situations. First one is you get the blue on the first draw, and then red on the second, then red on the first draw and blue on the second. So for the first one, the probability is 8/30, and then the second situation is 6/30. Just add those 2 events or situations to get the probability. So 8/30 plus 6/30 is equal to 14/30. Okay, so these are the solutions. To check your understanding, here's a problem that you can use. Okay, solve this problem. Okay, you have a challenge, like you have challenge questions too. So try to understand, try to solve them. They are conditional probability. Use the tree diagram to solve them. Good luck, and make sure that you share your answers or solutions in Google Doc, or you can write them in your notebook. Goodbye.